All right, guys, welcome back to the MMAOB Daily Podcast. It is Monday, August 29th, 2022. It's the second of two podcasts today. It's going to be a short one today. We're just going to recap last week's Contender. We're going to talk about one on Prime Video and then go over some UFC fight announcements and news. If you missed the first podcast of the day, we previewed UFC Paris, went through all the fights on the card there, so definitely check that out. But for now, we're going to go over some UFC news and fight announcements. Like I said, some recapping of last week's events. So, Marcel, let's start with Dana White's Contender Series this past week. I want to hear your thoughts. Dana White signed 5 fighters again. Signed all 5. We got Joe in the chat. What's up, Joe? Glad to have you here, man. He signed all 5 fighters. I want to get your thoughts on the fights. Let's just go through them. First fight, Denise Gomes. By the way, the girlfriend of Carol Rosa. I didn't know that until someone brought that up on Twitter. Did you know that? You knew that? I didn't know either, but she is. So 2 girls that are dating again or in the UFC. We also have Raquel Pennington and Tisha Torres. And then who else do we have? We got Mayra Buena Silva and what's her girlfriend's name again? Actually, she might have been released.
Paula.
Yeah, she might have been released. I'm not 100% sure, but
yeah, she is.
And then we have a few others possibly, right?
Nina Nunes again and Amanda Nunes.
Well, Nina's gone now, but yeah, for sure. Hey, when I go on Marcel's Twitter, find UC Soccer Rebecca Black. That's funny, but yeah, I don't know, man. Anyways, we got Andrew. We can't wait for Dana to sign everyone for like nine weeks, and then the last few fighters. Yeah, he did that last year, right? He's just like, oh, we don't have no contracts left. He might just sign Bolton last week. No worries, George. We're just gonna go quick. This one's a quick show, guys. I wanted to eat dinner, but I wanted to go over the recap of last week's card. So let's just go through it. Like I said, Marcel, Denise Gomes wins. Great fight. I think Rayanne Amanda. By the way, the boyfriend or the girlfriend, her boyfriend is former Contender Series fighter. God, what's the guy's name? Colton England, yeah. So didn't know that either. Obviously, I always find that out in Contender. You know the packages they do for the Contender where they show like the background of these fighters and stuff? Yeah. I wish they did that for UFC fights, honestly. Because I feel like most people don't even know who these guys are in the UFC sometimes, especially the prelims.
They definitely should have done it for Askar Mazarov.
Completely agree. That'd be fun. I think Gomes looked good, and I think she deserved to get signed. Quick thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. She won 2 rounds to 1 in my opinion. I think she got 30-27, actually.
Surprised by that. I thought she lost the first round, yeah.
I agree.
Cameron Simon knocks out Joshua and Kim. Big upset here, Marcel. I didn't really see this one coming, honestly. But, yeah, I mean, the kid looked good. He's super young. He gets signed to the contract. I think he's going to be really good. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I love the name Simon because, like I said last week, that's the same as boring guy means in the Netherlands. So he did well, you know. I think the first round, Won Kim did well. And after that, he gassed, and Simon took over, and he won convincingly, knockout.
Yeah. Jesus Santos Aguilar submits Erison Ferreira. Another upset there, Marcel. He gets signed. I think this guy was pretty sloppy in his fight. He did get the submission. I wasn't too impressed by either guy, honestly. I could see why Dana signed him because he can probably beat some guys in that division at the bottom end of it, but I don't think he'll last long in the UFC personally. But he got a nice finish, so I guess that's why he got signed. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think it was an okay performance, but not like wow, you know what I mean? So I agree with you, man.
It's almost like if you get a finish, you're going to get signed at this point, though. You know? So same with Darius Flowers, another upset here against Amaran Gogaladze. Tombstone pile driver knockout, unbelievable. I mean, it's pretty crazy, right? I haven't really seen that in the UFC. We've seen a few slams. It's an illegal move. It is a pile driver, but because the guy was trying to submit him, I guess it's considered not legal. That kind of negates that. The guys look good lately. You talked about him last week and said he had a good chance to win. I wasn't so sure, but he looked good, and I think it's good to sign him. But I do think he should drop a weight class and go to 155. But any quick thoughts?
I agree. By the way, I said he had a good chance to win, but I expected Gogolatse to win. So, good win for him. I still hope we see Gogolatse back because I think he's a good fighter. But, yeah, Flowers, good win for him. He's signed now, and we'll see what's next for him, you know.
For sure. And then, obviously, the main event, we had another signing here, Marcel. Mick Parkin, I should say, defeats Eduardo Neves, first round finish, and he looked great.
Bro.
They need heavyweights, so. Yeah, go ahead.
That Brazilian dude, man, Neves, come on. He had gas for 1 minute, and then it was over. He pretty much, like I told you, man, I said he gave up. He was out of it after 1 minute. Parkin, he crumbled up immediately. Parkin had more gas. It was like me in the cage, but like it would have been me in the cage, but I had been out of gas in 15 seconds because I'm a fat fuck, But it was just awful, in my opinion. He started well, and then it went awful. And Parkin took advantage of him, finished him, did well, and deservedly got the contract. So, yeah, I think he gave up, the Brazilian guy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't super impressive, honestly. So, that's my thoughts on that. I mean, I think they're all good signings. It's just because they all got finishes. But, again, I do think they're giving up too many contracts. And it's funny because someone asked Andrew, like, are you going to start cutting guys? He's like, no, we're not cutting people. And then they started cutting people again, which I knew was going to happen, Marcel. They've already cut a few people since last week. Yusuf Zalal, for instance, he's cut, so they have to, right? There's just not too many. There's not enough spots on the roster. They only have, so many cards a year. They can't have, all these guys fighting. Go ahead.
Can I say one more thing? The Dana White Contender since the last episode. Why it took so long? The pacing was awful, man.
Yeah, it was a little off.
We're watching at night, guys. I mean, what the fuck? And then you go, let's interview Sean O'Malley. Do that during pay-per-view. Do that during a fight night. I don't have to hear him on the Dana White Contender Series talking for 10 minutes in between the fight. If he does the commentary, I know I have no problem with it. But I don't need a full interview when I want to watch fights. Get the fights, 5 fights. Let us show Dana what he has to say. Give the interviews. Fuck off. You know what I mean? That's all I want to see. And not all the complete show, blah, blah, blah. Dude, God, this show is now starting at 2 a.m. over here. And it shouldn't have been later done than 4 a.m. or 4:15 a.m. in my opinion. But they drag it that long, it's like 5 a.m.
No, for sure. Let me get some comments here. George, appreciate the bonus content. No worries, man. It's going to be a short show to this one. Again, it's a completely bonus podcast, so. Brandon Moreno, different Brandon Moreno. I know the term "go" gets thrown around a lot, but Marcel and I are legit to go to breakdown. Hey, appreciate that, man. I'll take that compliment. Thank you so much, buddy. Now that UFC 279 is done, what do you guys rate the pay-per-view card 1 to 10? That's a good question, Antoine, because it is done now. 7. I do like the fights they added. I like the Kevin Holland Rodriguez fight. That's at 180 pounds. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Catch weight. And then I still think. I don't know why Tony Ferguson took this Lee Jing fight, Doesn't make sense. Also, why is Jailton Almeida buried in the prelims again? What the fuck? Get this guy in the main card. Tell me why they keep burying this dude in the prelims.
Why the Aldana Chesson fight?
Why are they forcing to have women's fights in the main card?
Yeah.
It's what they're doing.
Listen, I understand if it's Aldana against a higher ranked girl, but against
Chesson just fought at featherweight too. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm with you, and I think Aldana probably wins. And if she does, maybe she'll get a title shot. Maybe that's why. Because she is one of the only fighters that hasn't fought for the belt, Marcel. Maybe they're like, okay, well, she gets a good win here. But can she even make the weight?
Yeah, it annoys me, dude. I'm sounding like an old guy here who's grumpy the whole damn
grumpy
time.
Guy.
But it's like, listen, man, if it's a good women fight, I have no problem with it being on the main card. And Aldana deserves it. But this matchup, I mean, put it as a featured prelim. You know what I mean? It's just like they really want to have a women's fight on the main card. I'm actually surprised they don't have it on the Paris card for on Saturday, but it's like they absolutely want to have it, and I don't understand it. If it's a good fight, put it on the main card. I have no problem with it. If it's a low-level fight, put it as a prelim. That's how I see it.
You're not wrong. Let's get some more questions. Thoughts on the James Krause betting scam ordeal? I saw the tweets about it. I'm not in his Discord, so I don't know exactly what's going on. But people are saying he's not being exactly, transparent about his results. That's what I've read. I don't know for sure because, again, I'm not in the Discord, guys. But I do know there's a lot of people that are really going hard after James right now on Twitter. Just basically, they want the results tracked, which makes sense. When I had last year when I worked for Elite, I had to have my bets out, right? So I wasn't selling them myself by any means, but I did track them because I wanted people to know what I was doing. And I did well for a while, then I started sucking at the end. And it's hard, man. Betting's hard, but you have to be transparent about it. You really do. You got to be. So I think that's something they got to work on. And then there was some other part about it that's, the whole thing about wanting to take over accounts. That is fucking sketch. I'll say that right now. He actually said this on Ariel's podcast. He said, we're taking over people's accounts and betting for them. That's illegal. You can't do that. You cannot do that. I can't believe he admitted that on camera. And then they have a whole thread about it on their Discord. And someone posted the screenshot saying, "Hey, we'll take over your account and we'll make the bets, but you have to pay. You only get 25%. We get the other 75%." please do not give anyone the password to your betting accounts. That is the fucking dumbest thing you could do. That's like giving someone the password to your bank account, Marcel. It's the same thing. Like, you have it set up to get money in and out through credit cards, debit cards, PayPal, whatever. Never give that information out. Doesn't matter who it is. And honestly, James is a great coach. He's also a stranger. You guys don't know him. Don't give your account information. Please don't do that. That's all I'm saying. If he wants to sell his bets and his predictions, whatever, by all means do it. But the way he's going about it, Marcel, I don't agree with it. I got to be honest with you. From what I've read, it's a little weird, man. Asking people for their account information. What do you think of that, man? Like, that's weird, right?
Definitely weird. I have not too much knowledge about this topic, by the way, so I can't really say anything about it, but that's weird indeed. Yeah, I agree.
It's the whole thing is kind of weird, man. I got to be honest with you guys. Like, what if, like, who's a famous soccer coach? Give me a famous soccer coach, like in football, I should say, for you.
Mourinho.
Okay, what if he was betting on the games? What do you think about that? Would you agree with it? Like,
no.
Even if he's betting his own team, it's just weird. Like, it's just strange. Like, and if James wants to do it, like, I think doing it on the down low, I'm sure a lot of coaches do bet on their fighters. I've heard this before. Like Eddie Cha, he was talking about Korean Zombie when he fought Volk. He's like, oh, our whole team put money on him at plus 500. He obviously lost, but they were open about that. But like, he's selling his bets, right? And he bets on his own guys like Onama, which I get. Again, I thought he was going to win, but I think if he just bet on other guys that were on his team, it'd be okay. But betting on your own guys and recommending bets is kind of weird. I don't know.
I honestly think it's stupid as well because you're highly biased. You know what I mean?
100% you are. How he's not going to? I don't know for sure, but like I would imagine he took Jason Witt as an underdog too. Like I did too, right? But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. I don't know enough about it because I'm not in the chat. But everything I've read, people are really going against these guys. So again, if he wants to sell his picks, I don't have a problem with that because a lot of people do it, and he's obviously good at what he does. But the fact is he wants to keep coaching while selling his picks and being a tout guy and wants to take over people's accounts and get access to your information. I'm just shaking my head at that, Marcel. I'm shocked that he admitted that. And I feel like it's going to end badly, I think. Because I feel like these sports books are going to be like, hey, you guys are all from the same IP address and you're all on these guys' accounts making the bets. I don't know 100% sure about offshore sportsbooks, but I know for sure regulated sportsbooks like DraftKings, it all says like, you cannot share your account. You cannot let other people access your account. Like, I'm not able to do that. You know, no one really is. So that part's weird to me. And I don't know what other people think, but
is he like the Ali Abdelaziz of gambling?
it's just a strange thing. I just think it's a little strange. I got to be honest with you guys. Like, he's a great coach and everything, but I'm just a little surprised that he's really gone to this selling his picks thing. That's all. You know. Again, if he wants to do it, he can, but don't ever give your account information to someone else. And the fact they're saying it's guaranteed profits is ridiculous. There's no guarantee in betting. We all know that, Marcel.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee. And yeah, that's just my thought. That's my quick thought. That's my quick thoughts to answer your question. But again, I'm not in that Discord. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I've seen the Twitter threads. There's threads on Twitter and stuff. People have screenshots. I guess you haven't seen it, Marcel, but it's...
No, I will check it out later.
I just think it's strange. Like, imagine, like, Bill Belichick, the coach of the Patriots, was, like, openly betting on the Patriots and being like, I'm betting on him. Go bet on this prop or something. It's strange.
I'm betting on 4 touchdowns for this player tonight.
It's a little different than me because it's 1-on-1, but I know what you're saying. Like, it's... Anyways. Do you guys think pay-per-view card of 280 could shift a lot of MMA landscape? You know how important the fights are. Probably. That card's stacked. They want to stack.
You know what I think?
Abu Dhabi's. They paid them well. So.
You know what I think? They should have done 3 cards that week.
I said the same thing. They should have a fight night card. It doesn't make sense that they're not. You know what I mean? Yeah. They should have. Crazy Sean O'Malley commented that fight. Yeah, I mean he said a few, right? That was cool. Appreciate it, Antoine. Thanks so much, man. Get some other comments. Neither Flowers or Parkin deserve the contract. Yeah, their opponents weren't very. I mean, well, Gogo Lazzi got hurt, so you don't know what's going to happen. But that Brazilian guy got gassed out in about 2 minutes, Marcel. That was pretty bad. What else we got here? They could save us 50 minutes not having Johnny sell us bad bets. Johnny's not selling it though. That's a difference. Johnny's giving it away for free. I went on Johnny's show with Nick. Johnny's a really nice guy. You know, I don't really agree with all his betting strategy. I think his betting strategy is more like, because this thing hasn't happened, it'll happen now. That's kind of what he says. It's like, oh, we've seen all these guys get knocked out in this weight division. That's why this fight will go the distance, for instance. Like, he's playing the numbers. I just think that stuff applies, these trends, quote unquote, that applies to like baseball, football, where you have a larger sample size. I don't think it applies to MMA as much. I don't want to criticize his betting because I think he's made some good bets, but I also feel like, you know, you guys seen the bets. I don't think last week went great for him. So I think he's a nice guy though. Johnny, I have no issue with Johnny, personally, but I know some people do. You guys have an early prediction of his thoughts. I would tell people in the room made of. I don't know what the first fight, man. I would favor Nurmagomedov in the second one, but I don't know about the first one. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I kind of would so too, but difficult, man.
First one's really tough to pick. Those are good fights taking place in December. This is a good question. What's your preferred snacks in the fight? Marcel, big man, what's your preferred snack? You tell me.
So I love to eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's, but I kind of stopped with it because it was first like €4.50, and now it's got up like $7.50. I was like, "Fuck you for that."
Too much money for that.
Yeah,
that little thing, right? It's like a little tub thing. Yeah,
exactly.
I know exactly what you're talking about. They have it here in Canada too.
it's too much money. I just only buy it when it's on discount, or on sale. But overall, maybe just a small snack like a piece of bread with some cheese on it or something like that. Something really easy, nothing exceptional, because you guys gotta understand it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. over here. It's not gonna pull like you also can order them. The stores are closed, you know what I mean?
For me, it's like I'm not so back in the day, like 7-8 years ago, I'd say. I'd have all my friends over. I would get drunk almost everything. And this is when I was a single guy and I didn't have like responsibilities. So I would get drunk and we'd smoke weed and we'd get pizza. It was awesome, right? I can't really do that as much anymore, especially because I'm tweeting all the time now. And it's like, I really need to watch what I tweet, because if something stupid I tweet out, they might put it on the TV. And I definitely made some tweets I've regretted in the past. Like, so it's happened, right? That's why I try to stay sober now during the fights. But what do I like? I like steak, if I can sneak one in during the break from the prelims to the main card, or pizza or something like that. But nothing crazy for me, and then maybe some chips or something. But honestly, I'm doing a lot of like work on my computer at the same time, right? So it's tough to like cook.
I found a snack here. It's like it's from hers. It's like cheese curls with Carolina Reaper, dude.
That's like the hottest pepper or something. I've read about that.
It's fucking hot. It's amazing. Dude.
I saw a documentary on the guy who makes it. Like he created this thing called the Carolina Reaper or something, right? And it's like the hottest pepper you can find, or chili pepper, right? So I know what you're talking about. Barboza is amazing fight. I would favor Topuria though. I mean, I think he's next level. I know Marcel would favor him for a fact. It's asking about the James Krause. I don't know if I'd call it like a scandal necessarily. That's what the other guy said.
I'd say type his name in on Twitter. Or
just type it in. Literally just type his name in. There's going to be a big thread coming up pretty quick. And some guy got these screenshots and stuff. And again, guys, like I don't even know James. I have no personal relationship with him. I do think he's a very, very good coach. I know that he's worked for Oddsbreaker in the past. He worked with Nick and James. He did a really good show. I definitely think he's a sharp guy. He's made some good bets. But I also feel like some of the stuff they're doing, again, asking people to take over your account it's not something you can do. And the fact they're being so like open about it is very weird to me. That's all I want to say. Look, guys, do not give your money when it comes to sports wagering. Your money, your play, win or lose. Completely agreed. I've never bought I've never bought picks in my life. We do a free show here, guys. I mean, you're welcome to buy picks from people. Like some people are very good at it, Marcel. Some people are very, very good at it, and they're better than us, quite frankly. But
I mean,
I wouldn't pay for it personally.
But there are so many breakdown shows, and
exactly.
You can get your picks there, if you really need.
I would watch like a bunch and then take like the consensus kind of thing. Yeah, I used to do that too back in the day when I would be, I bet a lot more than I do now. I bet on like every fight back in the day, right? And again, that's when I was smoking weed and drinking beer all the time, guys. Too, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit more like reserved now when it comes to just looking for good spots. You guys looking for a 280 or 281 more? 280. But 281 is great too. I mean, they always stack the New York card, but 280 is great, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Most fighters are desperate for cash. It would be easy to find someone in the gym to throw a fight if Krause needed a result. Way too dodgy. Maybe. I mean, it's hard for me to accuse these guys of like throwing fights, but you're right, Glenn. I mean, especially I was thinking more for a Contender series. We're getting paid $5,000. Like last week, Dana was like, "Oh, I paid Rayanne Amanda her win bonus." Like everyone's like, "Oh, that's really nice, you Dana." It's fucking $5,000, guys. It's nothing. It's nothing, Marcel.
Yeah, she asked for the contract, so she actually asked for 10,000 instead of 5,000. And he was like, "No,
he's not giving her 12 and 12. He's giving you 5 flat." Krause is going to catch a Fed case playing that game. Too much potential with fixed fights. I mean, again, I'm not going to say that what's happening, but again, sharing accounts is something you can't do. Like, you just can't do it. So, thanks. It's not part of the mafia. He's talking about Don Vito Corleone, The Godfather. Man, I haven't seen that movie in forever. It's all betting is just part. Okay, listen, betting is part of sports. I think you'd agree, Marcel. It's just part of the sports landscape now.
Yeah,
right? Sports betting, it's accepted now. Doesn't mean you should be betting on your own games if you're in the sport, involved in the sport. If you're retired or you're not in it, I get it. But like, there's this guy Calvin Ridley in the NFL. He's a football player. He got suspended for a year for betting on his own team. I think he was injured the week he bet on too. He just bet on his team to win, and he got suspended for a year, I believe. So, yeah, I mean, it's something you're going to see more and more though, guys. As gambling gets more integrated, you're going to see. I think you will see people throw fights in the future. I mean, we had that happen once with Taiyam Bong, I think his name was, against Leo Kuntz, and they asked him to throw his fight, but then they found out they were going to throw the fight, so he actually ended up winning the fight. And I think he's in prison now, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Ban Kuntz. Yeah, Ban Kuntz. I remember
Leo Kuntz, he fights for Spectation Sports, the promotion I do some work for.
Check the picture I sent you on Twitter. It works again, buddy. With me.
Let me check it really quickly. Let's see here. Sent photo. When did that happen?
I don't know. I just saw it on Facebook. So.
Somebody sent me this Phil. You just sent me Phil Baroni thing. I don't know if it's new or old. Other comment: running multiple accounts for people and betting your own fighters to keep most of the profits, about as sketchy as it gets. I mean, I don't disagree at all with what you're saying, Steve. I really don't.
I think it's new because Eric posted it from.
Did Eric Cole? Eric Cole. Okay, so Phil Baroni apparently has a mugshot out there. Phil, the New York badass legend of the sport, who once posted his dick on Twitter. I don't know if you remember that.
I saw that.
This guy posted his fucking dick, like, and I think it was a wreck too.
Yeah,
that's weird, man. I remember one time there was this guy in Bellator that posted his balls. Remember that dude that got kicked in the nuts? Eric Prindle, I think his name was.
Yeah,
years ago. Remember he's like, guys, I got kicked in the nuts. Here's what they look like. What are you doing, dude?
You got another fighter. I don't know what's his name again. He's Montel.
Yeah, it goes Monster Santos. It's the different Santos. Remember that guy?
No. Yeah, I remember that he kicked him in the balls. Yeah, I remember. But you got another guy who also posted his dick on Twitter. It was a girl who showed a picture with like a bikini on or something, and he was like, "Yeah, look at my dick or something." It's Montel something. Yeah, fighter.
That's weird, man. That's weird.
Just in public, not just in public. Why would you do that?
Thoughts on Hamby and Porter? Great fight. I think Hamby should be favored a little bit because the wrestling, but Porter's good, man. It's a good fight. Hey, Matthias, what's up, man? At your moment, who's your guys' favorite fighter in UFC, German fan shit, any weight class? That's a great question, man. I mean, honestly, dude, it's a question that's really hard for me to answer because, like, I feel like I don't know, Marcel, if I can really answer it. Not that I'm a fan of all these guys, you know. Who are the guys I love watching the most? Okay, you answer it first, and then I'll answer. Let me think about it first.
Just overall, or what?
You say any weight class, yeah.
Any weight class. Man, at this moment, it's so difficult, you know, because there are so many guys I really love to watch, you know. So I can give you a clear answer on that. I can probably name 10 fighters each weight class I really like to watch. So,
I know what you're saying. I'm kind of with Marcel. Like, it's a really hard question to answer. It's a good question to ask.
It's the same when you ask me, like, give me your top 3 favorite fighters.
Yeah,
I don't know. I have so many, you know.
There's so many good ones, man. I honestly don't even know if I could answer it. Like, there's so many good ones, but I don't know. Maybe do Bronx. Like, I love watching him fight. You know. Oh, Gaethje's up there. You know. I guess lightweight would be like a bunch of guys from lightweight. Chandler. God, I could name the whole division.
You already have 3 from the same weight
exactly.
class.
Great question. Really hard one to answer, in my opinion, for me, anyways, and for Marcel, because we're both fans of the sport. We both do work in the media, but we're both fans. Yeah. But there's just so many good fighters. It's just hard for me to pick like a few favorites. If you asked me this 10 years ago, I could have answered it better when I was just a fan, or 12 years ago, I should say. But it's hard for me to answer. So, George, why pay for picks with Adam and Marcel give us locks for free? I mean, we try, but they don't always win. What's up, Ford to win? How's it going, man? Glad to have you here, buddy. Bircha. Oh yeah, Bircha. I'm sorry. You did ask this in the last chat. I completely missed it. I did see it, and I think I was breaking down a fight and just forgot. Fontaine Yanez. Marcel, is that happening? Because I know actually Kroos actually was the guy talking about this.
It's in the works, what I've heard about it. So, and I heard about it before Kroos actually said it. But as far as I know, it's not done. So
for 281.
I don't know for what card. Do you remember? I said like 3 or 4 weeks ago on the podcast.
Yeah, I remember you actually. You mentioned it.
Yeah, that's what
I remember you mentioned it. Yeah, TA, the best card of all time paper. I mean, that's a tough sell, but it's one of the best cards of the year. By the way, thanks for sharing my news on Paulus Rusoka. Oh yeah, you're the one who broke the fight. That's awesome, man. Good job. I saw that. I can't remember if I wrote about it. I think someone else did actually. I think Cole's the one who wrote it, but I wanted to. Great job breaking. I would have credited you too. Me and Marcel always credit the right people. I don't credit ESPN or Junkie every time unless they break it. You know what I mean, Marcel? Like a lot of people, someone else will break it, then they'll be like, these fights in the works, and they won't credit the original guy, which in this case is for the win.
I always hate it when they do like ESPN is like, this fight is like this, and that, and then they post it, and then the tweet under it, they are like first reported by. It's like you could
so lame. That's so Bush League, bro. So lame. No one looks at the second tweet. Okay, that's garbage. Thoughts on Gaethje and Ali turning on Fiziev? I didn't know that, but I thought Gaethje just had surgery on his nose and wants time off. That's why I had. Although Fiziev also had no surgery. My girl makes this krill garlic bread. I like garlic bread, man. It's really good. It's actually one of my favorite type of breads. I love bread. I know I shouldn't eat it, Marcel. Apparently, it's really bad for you, but I fucking love it. That's probably why I'm so overweight. But I love it. So, what's up, MAG? Do you guys know anything about the judges? Someone asked in the last chat. We don't know. Someone said local, but I'm not sure. I thought they would fly in people, but first time pairs, I don't know. They do have their own commission there, right? So I'm not sure. I mentioned a steak, and then this guy said garlic bread, so I think that'd be good. Yeah, cheese. I love cheese too, dude. I'm so hungry now, guys. I want to finish the show with you guys because I want to. But I'm starving, and I think there's food being made upstairs, so I got to go up and eat soon. But I want to go through this first. I'll initiate some early thoughts. My Lee would be Aldana, but can she make the weight? That's my question. They should probably just did a featherweight. Bellator France. Oh, that's a good question. Yes, good comment. I should say they did that card. Bader and Congo too. I think that was the card. It was a horrible fight. It was such a bad fight.
Yeah.
Carolina Pep. Yes, I saw the same YouTube video. It's crazy, right? That guy's nuts. James is going to beat you up. Why? What did I do? If you depend on other people's picks, stop betting. Kind of agree with that too. I mean, it's always good to get other people's thoughts, but you really should stick to like what you know. And I don't necessarily agree with people buying picks, but if you want to, there's people that are really good at betting the fights. Like I said, Marcel, there's people that are better than us at picking the fights. I have no doubt about that. And people that spend a lot more time on it. Like I have a full-time job as a kid. It's really hard for me to do as much tape studies as I did once. But there's people that are, single people that don't have commitments. They're allowed to do this 24/7. They don't have a job. They could just work on their tape study. And it'd be nice. It'd be nice to do, but life happens, Marcel, so it's not as easy. Have you seen Dana White versus Mia? Yes. So that was an older video, Marcus, and they re-uploaded it. I know my buddy Alex Lee from Fighting, he got shit on by Dana in that video.
Yeah.
Adam, what would you price your collection behind you? What's your irreplaceable one? I don't know. I actually have another box of them too, by the way, Mateus. Had these for like over 10 years. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they're probably worth what, like $40-$50 each, maybe? I don't know. The one that I would say is the most valuable is that Wanderlei Silva one because it's signed. Because I got to meet Wanderlei and sign it. If I meet fighters in the future, I'll get him signed. But he came to my gym back when I did train MMA 8 years ago. Came to the gym. I remember we talked. I had a broken arm at the time. Actually, 9 years ago. And he's like, what happened to your arm? And I'm like, oh, I broke it in sparring. He's like, oh, man, that sucks. He's like, what, do you just do Muay Thai? I was like, yeah, Muay Thai. And he's like, you got to do jiu-jitsu, man. Jiu-jitsu is the best, man. Jiu-jitsu. I'm like, I don't really love jiu-jitsu. I mean, listen, I love watching jiu-jitsu, but jiu-jitsu is so hard to do. Like, I commend you guys in the chat that do it. I know some people do, but it is super tiring. It's exhausting. So I would do like 2 Muay Thai classes, and then I would sometimes do jiu-jitsu after, and by that time I was tired. Maybe if I just did it on its own, I'd be okay about it.
And then Adam told him that he was actually a chill son and fan, and he broke his other arm.
That's funny. You guys see the same amount of weight Alex Pereira cuts. The division was 197, 185, much better. Possibly. I mean, I also saw that he has a Twitter now, apparently. I saw that.
Yeah.
Remember JS was offered to fight DeBurr short notice, declined and got cut. I just know he got cut. I thought he got cut after the Gone loss. I didn't know he declined another fight.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is true about the Eagle FC. Khabib said no betting. I do think there is some sports books that take bets on it. Like, I think BetOnline offers odds, but they don't want, like, the sponsorship or branding, which I think is a mistake because the money goes to the fighters, and people are going to bet on it anyways. I think it's a mistake, personally. But, I mean, Khabib said it's against our religion or whatever, so whatever. That's up to him. Banger teams should be allowed. They let MMA fighters bet on themselves. I think it's fine if the fighter bets on themselves. I'm just not sure about the coach doing it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's the worst thing. I don't really have an issue with it necessarily. My issue is more like taking over people's accounts, and then that's just weird. Like
as long as the fighter doesn't bet against himself, you know.
Yeah, Pereira is huge. He is a monster, dude. Since this fight week, first ever. Oh yeah. Tom the Fire Kid Dukenwa, man, guy was good. He just retired young. He retired really young. I don't know what he's up to. Thoughts on McGregor posting video? Yeah, I saw that video with him and allegedly D. We don't know exactly what's going on in the video. I mean, I think us guys kind of know what's going on. It's just weird, man. Like I wouldn't post a video of my girl doing that to me. You know what I mean? Like that's stuff you keep in your private collection. You don't have to share it online. Personally, Marcel, you know, that's my opinion. I mean, he's rich as fuck. He doesn't give a shit, guys. You know, he doesn't give a shit. You see the video, Marcel?
No, about what? Sorry, I was
Conor McGregor on his yacht yesterday.
Oh, that, yeah, I don't give a shit. He should do whatever he wants. People love to write articles about it, but yeah. Whatever.
Which was confident playing in the UFC. He's asking MMA Jesus. That's a good question to ask him.
By the way, was that his wife?
That's the thing. It's allegedly.
I mean,
who knows?
But also, if it is wife, why would you? It's just disrespectful to post that, in my opinion. But who am I? You know.
Yeah. Darren Till saying wants to fight twice this year, potentially banned for U.S. Camera hand connection. Yep, not good. Marcel, I heard you mention CFFC. What are your thoughts on Perez? Is he any good? Jose Perez?
He's good, man. He's one of the guys. He's that guy who got a banana split in CFFC a few.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was awesome. Yeah,
he got. I think he got one time knocked out against that DeAndre Anderson guy, but he won all his other fights. He's solid, man. I really like it. But I think they maybe for Contender Series next year, I think would be a good fit in.
I just got the text about food, but I'll give you guys 5 more minutes, okay? I'll do that. Marcel, I heard you, or AD or Ian Gary, Machado Gary, whatever his name is. I don't know. He's fought like 3 times this year, hasn't he? Or 2 or 3 times? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think 2 times.
He'll probably fight, I would guess, the New York card, because they put him on it last year. He fought Jordan Williams. I think he's good, but I don't know how good he is. I really don't know.
I think he looked very good in this last fight. I'm just happy they didn't give him an interview afterwards. But yeah.
Beercha, I just want to say thank you so much for the entertainment every week. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the interaction. The shows you're doing. Always fun to watch. Thanks. That's why we do it, okay? That's why. And we get paid a little bit of money too, but that's why, Beercha. Because of the comments like that. I mean, I would honestly do it if I wasn't getting paid, because I love doing this with you, Marcel. You know, it's fun. I mean, I can't put a mortgage on, you know, but we get a little bit of a stipend for sure. Also, you guys know where the fight got canceled. Card got canceled in favor of Usman Leon 3 to England might have been. I don't know, but they're going to do that card there. That's a good question, though. Marcel and Adam cooking show. Marcel's probably a better cook than me. I'm not that good.
Marcel and Adam cooking show. Nothing is left after the cooking show.
There's no food left for you guys. Joe, I like Philly cheesesteaks, man. We have them here sometimes. Obviously not as good.
Never had one.
Joe is from Philly, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm sure it's really good there. Paulie's is really good. How's it going? Doing good, man. We're almost done the show. I think you missed the hype, but appreciate the kindness, guys. Sometimes big boys in the media don't give a fuck about the media journeymen like us. I'd like to know more about you, man. Like, who are you? Like, how did you get involved in the sport? I don't know much about you for the win, but I've been doing this for 12 years. I've never big timed anyone. I've been big time myself. I've seen people get big timed. It's fucking terrible. It's MMA. We should all love the sport together.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of people in the media that suck. I'm just going to say that right now. There's a lot of good people too. Like Marcel's a good guy. Some of my boys are closest guys. That
sometimes people coming to me like, "Can I ask you something, dude? If you have the time?" Yeah, of course, man. I
know. Same. Now I did have a guy. I don't know if he's in the chat, but he did message me last week, and he's like, "Can we meet up and talk about MMA and stuff?" And I'm like, "I don't have time for that. Like, I really don't have time to meet up with people. But like, no offense, I have a lot going on. Like, I really need to, you know, be with my kid and my fiance, but." You have a question, you can always tweet me on Twitter. I always respond. It's funny though. I look at sometimes the replies for like the big boys, like your Okamotos. They never respond to the fans. They don't even care. Guys. Thought on RDA recent tweets about wanting fun fights now. I guess because he knows he's not a contender anymore, right?
Yeah.
Hope you guys come to my shows on time. There you go. I don't speak Spanish or Latin, but maybe Marcel speaks a little bit.
No, I don't. But if English is good enough, I'll come on your show. Just let us know.
Yeah. Let's see here. Pete Rose got banned. Yes, he did. But they might unban Pete Rose. You know him? He's a baseball player.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Greatest players of all time. Like arguably the greatest pure hitter, maybe one of them. Banned because he bet on his own team. 30, 40 years ago. I think he might get back in baseball. They might get him in the Hall of Fame one day.
I know the legends from certain sports, dude, or the well-known names. So it's not that I follow it or something. I know Wayne Gretzky with skating, for example.
Hockey.
Canadian hero. Yeah, it's with hockey with skating, right, or not? On ice.
Yeah, you skating around. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Updating Gurman and Demir. I don't know. Marcel, you have any updates?
Sorry?
Guram or Demir, any updates?
Nothing. Damir is fighting a grappling fight in 2 or 3 weeks, I think, in Kazakhstan or Russia.
Marcel, would you consider best Polish fighter ever? Bisping's half Polish. I mean, it's got to be Jan Blachowicz, right?
I'm going with Mamet Khalidov.
Would you? You go over Jan?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Or Joanna. I mean, Joanna's there too. Listless personal issues. I mean, maybe she's hanging out with her guy. What's his name? Roman Dolidze. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. I actually like this play too. Gone in, Whitaker fight going the distance. I think that they both happen. I think and there might be even money, so it's not a bad bet.
I agree.
Fair to say, Jimmy Lawson and Kevin Slavaraki, best heavyweights. I know Lawson. I don't know the other guy, but I do know Lawson's good. I'm on the same vibe as you guys. Just intense fan, Juan DeSantis and stuff. Latin media isn't very interesting. That's good, man. I'm glad you're doing it, dude. Police is amazing. You're gonna have some good fighters. Like you have Rodriguez. You got that Yasmin Uregi girl. The other girl, it's good. Well, she's Brazilian, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of good talent.
Bahamondes.
Pierre Rodriguez. That girl is really good. There's a lot of good fighters. Brandon Moreno, obviously. So appreciate you guys from your tweets. Your shows. Always looking forward to these. I appreciate that, man. Thanks. Yeah. It's like a big love fest here today, Marcel. 7 o'clock. I'm going to go for a few more minutes, guys, but I really want to go eat. Any fights you're sitting on? Do you have any, Marcel, you can give out? Any fights? Doesn't have any?
I released what I had last week, so nothing.
For sure. He's talking about I've been wanting to dedicate for around 12 years. That's my story. Hit you on Instagram. Sure, man. You can message me anytime. Puna Soriano, Polish dude. KO'd Sam Alvey. Michael Lexajuk. Yeah, he's great. Appreciate everything you guys do. Thanks, so you get some more. Steve Marcel smashed that dinner. Dude, I'm starving, man. I really haven't eaten in all day, and I had work all day, so I'm starving. That's it for okay. Let's get some other stuff on the agenda before we get out of here, though. I just wanted to talk to you really quickly, Marcel, actually about Prime, Amazon Prime, the One Championship card. Did you watch it?
No, it's not on here on Prime, so no. I only saw the knockout from Demetrius.
And, that's all I saw too. That's all I saw. We do have Amazon Prime. I didn't get a chance to watch it again. I was on vacation this week, and I didn't want to really go on the internet too much. I actually didn't go on my laptop all weekend, which was really good for me.
And I saw the knockout from Kadestam against Yuri Lepikis.
That was sick too. Yeah, I thought DJ looked great. I liked DJ in this fight. The odds were off. He was plus money, I think. DJ is one of the goats of MMA. He's one of the best ever, and he's awesome. Best American fighter excluding John Jones. I mean, that's my answer. If it's not John, I mean, geez, that's a tough question to answer. I mean, I don't know, Randy Couture maybe. I loved Randy. I don't know. It's tough. There's some really good fighters, but yeah. What would you say? I mean, Randy, Holloway. I don't know. Stipe.
I'm going with Jay Ellis.
That's a good answer, Jay Ellis. That's a really good answer. Just last thing here, we'll just do some quick fight announcements. Really quick though, guys. We'll just run through some of the new ones that were announced. And then we'll get out of here, Marcel, okay? That's the last thing we'll do for the show. We'll do just a couple minutes. I am starving, but I want to get to you guys. So 2 minutes, guys, of just fight announcements. This is the fight that these guys are talking about. Tabitha Ricci's fighting Jessica Penne. This is a good-looking fight, Marcel. I'll say that right now. She's one of my favorites right now, Tabitha Ricci. I really like this fight. Her last fight, Her last fight was boring, but I mean, come on, I think she's very marketable. I'll say that.
Yeah, man. You wanted to say as long as she has top control, you're okay with it. Yeah, I know what you wanted to say. I agree.
Yeah, she should win this fight too. I'll say that. I thought, was Melsick released, or was he ever released, or no?
No.
Okay, so are you surprised by this? Because Joe Anderson's coming off that win over Fialho, right? And this guy's coming off losses. So what do you think?
Melsick has won 2 fights in a row.
Oh, he won.
Anglin and Sousa.
Oh, what am I? Oh, yeah. Sorry, he beat Bruno Souza. Yes. My apologies. I was actually thinking about Bruno Souza. He's the guy who got cut. Yeah, he got cut. Nelson's good. This is an interesting fight. I mean, 2 strikers, right?
That's a very fun matchup, actually.
My bad. I got totally confused because Bruno Souza got cut. He's the guy that lost to Melsick. Yes.
It happens, dude. It happens to me as well sometimes. So
I mean, this fight is not very good. Christian and Linz, it's just not good. Linz did look good in his last fight, but I just don't think this is that good of a fight. This is a rebooking finally. These guys feel like they've been booked like 3 times now, right? So hopefully it happens.
If they fight.
Winnick and Latifi. This is an amazing fight. Salikhov, Fialho. Someone's getting knocked the fuck out in this fight. I love this fight, Marcel. I don't even know who I'd favor. I mean, Salikhov, I would have favored him, but after the last fight, he got brutally knocked out, and sort of Fialho, but he's a lot older, right? So I don't know. Any thoughts on this one? And Fialho's 10 years younger.
Why the hell I still have Sanford MMA with Fialho? Should be Killcliff FC. But yeah, I think Fialho is a good fighter. Although I picked with Jake Matthews in this fight actually, so I had for once I had a good pick there. Salikhov, yeah, I think he looked good in the first round actually against Lee.
He did look good,
but he got caught in the second.
It's exactly the fight I thought was going to play out, and then he gets brutally KO'd, so it happens. A couple other ones, Angela Hill, Emily Ducote. I like Emily too. She's got this good attitude about the sport, man, and she's looked good at this new weight class. Angela Hill looked great in her last fight, guys, like big underdog. I like Emily, man, and she just beat her training partner, her best friend Jessica Penne. So I think she wins.
The thing is, no disrespect to Angela Hill, but did she look great or did Loopy look stupid? You know what I mean? So
Loopy, the game plan was just horrendous.
Yeah,
horrendous game plan. I'm with you. I like this fight too, Guida and Holtzman. This is I prefer this fight than them fighting some prospect that's going to knock them out. Honestly, if they knock each other out, fair. But they're 2 veterans. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Guida's got the wrestling, but Holtzman's good, man. So interesting fight.
And Holtzman got the power, right?
He does have the power. We talked about this one. Jalgis Zumagua, Charles Johnson. Interesting fight too. Johnson's got to get back in the win column. Jalgis, obviously, he's got a lot of kids and wives to take care of. Marcel, he's got to get the win bonus too. So
I think Jalgis got screwed in this last fight. Not gonna lie.
That fight was with Jeff Molina, yeah. And then just a couple other ones quickly. Jack Short, Kyle Phillips, fucking love this fight. Love it. And then you have Kevin Hall and Dan Rodriguez, great fight. And then some other ones. So that's it for that. Last couple comments. Gordon and Klein, is that official? That fight's happening?
No, he just says he likes it.
Oh, that'd be a good fight.
By the way, did you saw the clip from Sean Strickland that finger infection?
No, what happened?
Yeah, you should look at Alex Behunin's Twitter. You can see it. He had a finger infection. He has to get the surgery on it, I think.
Cool. I'll check it out after. All right, Marcel, let's get out of here, man. Plug your stuff. Let's go.
Big Marcel 24, Twitter, Instagram still, and Eurosport.nl, mixed martial arts sections, articles in Dutch, if you can read Dutch, which you can, so you don't have anything about me.
Absolutely, last question I'm taking today. Will the UFC sign Carlos Mota? He won an LFA. We forgot to mention that. 100% needs to be in the UFC. He's a great fighter. Thanks for the pod, guys. No, I appreciate it, man. Twitter at MM Martin Podcast, MMAOB.com, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all those places, guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Get more people in the chat. Bookies.com. MyMedia.com, MMAOB.com, SpectationSports.com. I'll be back, guys, on Monday with Marcel, 5 p.m. Eastern next Monday. We'll be recapping UFC Paris. We'll be previewing UFC 279, Kamaya versus Diaz. Looking forward to that. Man, hope you guys appreciated today's show. I did. I love doing it with you guys. I appreciate everyone that joined us in the chat. And I'm starving, so I'm going to get out of here. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy your week. Peace.